21st one. Now, how do you fill up rows with running numbers starting from 2 to 10,000? Type in a 2, okay, and click onto this one, or sometimes what we do is type in a 3 here, say that this is a running number, row 2, right? Okay, let's say I start at row number 2 here, and I can scroll down, and I scroll down and fall asleep, wait for a while, talk to somebody for 10 minutes, and then it's okay, 10,000 rows should be reaching there, right? That will be too slow. Okay, the fastest way to do this is type in the number 2 as a starting number, Control Shift down to the last row. So this is how I select the whole range. Okay, then just go to the Home tab here, go to the Field and go to Series. Alright, and type in the stopping number, 10,000. Okay, click OK, and you will see that it will get filled up all the way to 10,000 for you. Alright, okay, now number 22. Now if let's say you are filled with a set of number here and you want to identify the odd numbers, how long would you take? Let's take a test now. In 1 minute, can you finish? So what would be the fastest way to color all the odd numbers? Just simply highlight off them. Okay, and if you master this function well, it's going to be very helpful. It's called Conditional Formatting. Okay, now let me share with you something about the formula that I'm going to use, right? Now if let's say I have a number 1 here and a number 2 here, now I can actually use a formula called mod to find the remainder. Okay, so if I say equals to mod, okay, of this number, comma, divided by 2, close a bracket and enter, I get 1, because 1 divided by 2 is 0, remainder 1. But if I use this formula on number 2 here, I get 0, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, remainder is 0. So if let's say I have a 3 here, it is going to repeat the same thing here, and it's going to get 1. Okay? Now, so using the formula here, I can highlight all this. I can go to Home, Conditional Formatting, and I can go to a new rule. Go to a formula that I have showed you, and I simply type in equals to the mod here, open a bracket, and I select D, okay, and let go of all the $sign. So it's supposed to be just D7, no $sign in there. Put a comma, 2. Close the bracket here. Now, if it's an odd number, I always get a remainder of 1. So just simply say this result must be equals to 1 and help me to format the cells with a color. So I'll just go inside here, choose a color and say I choose red color here, pink color. Alright, click OK, and I click OK, and I immediately can find all the odd numbers in just a few seconds. Okay? Now how do you change the text capitalization? Sometimes when you receive a set of text, people will key in, sometimes with capital letters, sometimes without capital letters, sometimes all go haywire, right? So how do you actually change all of them to big caps if you need to? Right? Simply use this formula called equals to upper. Okay, which refers to uppercase. Open a bracket, refer to the text here that you want to change, close a bracket and enter, and you will have them spelled out in uppercase. Okay, so you must have guessed that lowercase will be equals to lower, right? So open a bracket, you can use either of this. Let's say I use back A2, close a bracket and enter, and I'll have them all in lowercase. Okay, but what happens if I have B or C, but I want to show and return back to A with all the first letter capitalized? Okay, the formula will be equals to proper sentence. So it's called proper. Open the bracket, refer to, let's say, B2 here, close the bracket and enter, and I'll get them in proper case. Proper case means every first letter in the word will be capital letter. Last few. Now, how do you, if let's say you have a pivot table and you need to duplicate this pivot table by selecting individual division to create a pivot table. So you have one pivot table called BYG division, and remember the tip that I showed you. If you need to duplicate the pivot table, what you need to do, right click and move it over to the other side. You have second one, and then you can choose the second division. Click OK, and you have two pivot table with two different divisions. Okay, but if you want to do it for all division, this is too slow. Okay, so what will be the fastest way to do this? Let me delete the way. Okay, let me change this to odd division. Okay, and focus on the screen, right? Now, so from here, I just need to click to the pivot table. I can go to options. I need to click onto the small little triangle that everybody ignore. Okay, in options, and there is this function here, say show report filter pages. Click on it, and there is a division here because in my report filter here it shows division. Okay, then the moment I click OK, and I have all report prepared for me in all division. How do you delete away extra worksheets that you don't want? Say for example, I generate all these worksheets and I don't want it anymore. Right click, delete one, right click, delete two, and 10 worksheets you have to do 10 times. Okay, you can click Control and click and delete all of them together. Okay, a little bit more faster way is to click onto the worksheets that you don't want, the very first worksheet you don't want. Press the Shift key, click onto the very last worksheet that you don't want. That will group them all together. Faster. Okay, then do a right click and delete all of them. Chart. Now if you want to create a chart and you have a pivot table, right? What you can do is you can click onto the chart here, click onto the pivot table here, simply just go to options and go to pivot chart here, select the chart that you want and click OK, and I have a chart done for me already. Okay, say I want to remove all these buttons, I just remove all few buttons and I have a proper chart. Quickly. Okay, and if let's say from here I don't want to show the month, well, some of them I want to show quarter, some of them I want to show month. Now with pivot chart it is possible. You just simply double click onto quarter one. You see quarter one is in one column, the rest are all in month. Okay, you do a double click onto the pivot table, and now you got two quarters and the rest shows in month. Okay, so this is how you can create pivot charts and play with this instantly. Now what happens is, most of us see the column chart here, it looks very boring. Everybody know you use Excel to create this chart. So how do you break away from this? Okay, first you need to go to insert here, you need to go into the shapes. Let's say I have lots of shapes here. If you explore, there's one smiley face here. Okay, you can click to this smiley face and draw a smiley face to make yourself happy. Okay, then you need to color your smiley face yellow. That is the default color of a smiley face. And let's say this is a feedback, a chart to represent good feedbacks. Okay, what you can do here is take the feedback, the happy face icon, do a Control C, which you can't see because I pressed my keyboard to do a copy. Okay, select all the column charts here and do a Control V, and you get a happy face chart. Okay, so if you don't like, you can put your boss picture there, and you will maybe pay attention to the chart that you have drawn. Okay. But what happens if you want to make the happy face count? The more happy face, the more happy you get. What you can do is click onto the happy face, all the happy face, go to Format Data Series. Now here, if you look at a happy face, every 20,000 will be just nice, will be one happy face. That will be the perfect option, right? So I can go to Format Data Series here, go to Fill, and I can say stack my happy face with 20,000 per picture or per happy face. Click Close, and I have more happy face. And it will be easier to count this way. Okay? So nobody will know that you have used Excel to create this chart. That's how Straits Times can create all the coffee cups. Okay, how many people drink coffee? Okay. New discovery. Now, if you are the type that likes to do drawing, then if you need to find the picture and you can't simply find it in Google, right? You Google and you find, and sometimes the picture turns out too small, you enlarge it, it becomes very blurry. Alright, so you can actually use this technique, but of course, your drawing skills must be slightly below minimum, just like me. Okay, and how can I create a man within Excel? You don't need to have what Corel Draw, you need Photoshop. Those are tools that's too expensive for me. I just simply want a man. Okay, what I can do is I can go to insert here. First, I need to draw the head, so I go into here and look for a basic circle. Okay, now to draw a round circle, I press the shift key and I just drag, and it will be a perfect circle. That forms my head. Okay, then I want the body. I will go to insert here, go to shapes here, and look for a rectangle shape, and that will form my body. Okay, but the problem is that these men don't have hands and legs. So how do you create the hands and legs? You just point at the body and say grow hands. Okay, and do a right click here. You can edit the points, and you can see 4 black points here. Press the Control key and hold it there, and you can say grow hands. Click onto here, create 2 more black points here, and say the hand is grown out. Okay, one more time. Now I want to grow the right hand. Press the Control key, click onto, go to edit point, click onto Control, make sure that you see this, what you call that, sharpshooter point, right? A target cursor, right? Click one point here, target at this point here, click another point, I got 3 black points here, grow the right hand. And I want the legs. So click onto the bottom here, somewhere in between, click onto the Control key, click on this, and I can draw the legs. There you go, and it grows the legs. Okay, so if you want to change the toilet logo, right, and you want a toilet man, you can draw on your own. Okay, don't need to look for Google, especially if you don't have internet connection. And if you want this man to have some figures, okay, you just need to press Control and say this one needs to be the waist. Okay, and you draw the circle and move it down here, and you got a nice looking man with good, nice figure. Okay, and if you want the shoulder not to be so sharp here, you can do a right click at this point here, and you can say I want to smooth my point, and then you can have rounded shoulders on both sides. So with one circle and one rectangle, you can draw a nice man. Of course, the other thing you can do here is, if you want to further your artistic talent, right? You can do a duplicate here, duplicate the head out here, and you can do, of course, if you want the details, right? You can zoom this up a little bit, or not even zoom this. You can draw a bigger circle for the time being, okay? And you can just start doing the point, and that's how I start to draw the hair, and say this is the hair that I want, okay? And change it to black color, shape fill, black color, okay? So after you have looked at the big picture, you can actually reduce the size here and keep the hair onto the man. Okay, and that's how you can actually have a man with a little hair. Okay, so the rest, I'll leave it to your imagination. What can you draw from here? Okay? Okay, now one of the things that a lot of people use pivot table and they have problem is, if I want to pick up the figure from January, February, March, April, June, May, and what do you normally do? Copy and paste out. Okay, but when the numbers change, say for example I change the division here, okay, the number change here, and what do I need to update here? Copy and paste again. That is going to be very troublesome. Okay, now one way to do this is to just simply just click onto here, click OK, and go into the cell that you want the figures. Type the equal sign, and you point at January here, you click, and they will give you a formula, super long formula. Okay, enter and you get your numbers, right? Go to format here, and let's say I format this, and this is the format that I want, 112877. Now the problem with this formula is that if you copy down, you notice that it's still 112877. Okay, and most people stops here. You can go into the formula and you see this formula here, it refers to invoice date 1/1 over here, right? So here the quarters is 1, the date here is 1. So this refers to January. So here you can put in 1, okay, put in 2 for February, okay, and copy down here. Okay, let me try without the quarters. Okay, so this is a bit more complicated. If let's say I don't have the quarters here, I still get my 112, but here because it refers to 1 for the first month, I can refer to the 1 here instead. And why do I need to do that? Once I change this to refer to 1 here, I copy down and I will get all my numbers. And the beautiful thing about this is if I were to move and update and choose a division, for example, and click OK, the numbers will change accordingly. I don't need to copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. It's all linked. Alright? And what happens if, let's say from here I move this 8772 all the way to the top. Okay? Let's say for example, if let's say you were to refer to a cell, some of you will probably be thinking, isn't it too complicated? Why not you just simply type equals to and say C8 and type in C8. You'll get the answer also. Isn't it? Right? And then you copy down, you get the same set of numbers. Isn't it? Okay? Now, look at this 15225 and this 15225. Okay? Now, if I take the pivot table here and I move and realign my quarter 2 to the top, this one will still be 15225, which is here, but this one will have changed to 8722. It's still referring to C8. So this is a very good way and a very powerful way to link your data to an Excel pivot table. And the numbers will never change no matter where it goes. Okay, so this is how you can extract data. Last one. Now, a very simple thing that sometimes when you, the last tip, a very simple tip here, sometimes you need to actually refer to a file constantly. And then you don't need it, you need to close it, right? Sometimes you need to refer to a folder constantly, and you need to go to file, you have to go to open, and then you have to go and search for the file here, or wherever, and double click all the way inside. Now that is too long. Okay, so what you can do here is, if let's say this file I want it to be permanently accessible straight away, I don't put it into the desktop, because you notice my desktop is very clean. Okay, so what do I do within Excel? I go to File, I go to Recent. Okay, now in Recent here, I have my working files. Okay, then there is this small little pin here. If I click onto this small little pin, no matter how many times I open the file, it will still be there. And I can have a quick access to my files that I access commonly. Okay, now another place is if there is a folder that I need to access constantly, the folder are the recent places. So you can actually click onto the folder and say, this folder is my regular folder. Okay, so no matter where you are, if let's say I click open and I go to any of my files inside here, and let's say I say working with dates, I open this file. Now when I go back to file, I go back to recent, you notice that this working file will always be right on top, and this one will be below it. Okay, if I want to access this folder quickly, I just click onto this one and straight away it goes to that folder. If let's say there is a common folder that you always access all the time with all the files that are inside here. Right? So these are the two quick tips that you can quickly access your files. Okay, so you can pick, and if you don't like them anymore or you don't need them anymore, you just simply go to File, Recent, and you can just unpin them, and it goes back into the list and disappear as it goes along. Okay? Now, of course, if you click File, Recent, it's going to be a bit longer, so combine this with Quick Access Toolbar here. Alright? You don't have a Quick Access Toolbar inside here. Let me see whether can you do a right click. You can't. Okay, so what happened here is you can go into your Quick Access Toolbar, do a right click. Alright? Or do a click here, go to More Commands, and go to All Commands. Okay, and type O, go to the left side here, type O, and look for Open Recent Files, which is here. Okay, and that's how I get my Open Recent Files icon right inside here, the very first one. So now instead of going to File, Recent, I just simply click onto this Quick Access icon, and I have my recent icon. Access.